Harlan Ullman joins me now. He's chairman of the Kilowan Group and a senior advisor at the Atlantic Council. I want to backtrack a little bit to Turkey and Russia's agreement Putin and Erdogan met. If you can explain for us the significance of what Russia is getting out of all of this.
Russia has now become the influence maker in that part of the world. The agreement, we'll see what it actually says, but it is going to have some kind of a zone in the northern part of Syria that will be controlled by Turkey and the Russians, in which some number of former Syrian emigres are going to live. How that's going to work out, we don't know. But Vladimir Putin has come in, upstaged everybody, and is going to be seen as the ultimate victor in this charade.
And just down the street from here a few hours ago, we had the U.S. president declaring victory as a result of this permanent ceasefire that Turkey says it's going to abide by. So first part, I'd like you to address that. And then secondly, the U.S. president also says he's lifting the sanctions on Turkey. Is that too fast, too soon?
Well, the first thing is that the president will take credit for anything. This is a president who has failed in business. He's failed with casinos. He's failed with an airline. He's failed with the Trump Foundation and Trump University, which he would call great victories. So this has got to be taken literally with a grain of salt. About lifting the sanctions on Turkey, yes, but we should never put the sanctions on in the first place. We should never have gotten in this situation in the first place, in the sense that the Turks are not going to show any mercy towards the Kurds. There may be genocides. There will be a lot of reprisals against the Kurds in Syria. Mark my words.
So it's not over.
It's just started. This is a Pyrrhic victory. And the only thing that surprised me about the president's announcement today was that he didn't get credit or take credit for sun coming up tomorrow.
So does it appear to you that we see Russia and Turkey, obviously, and now perhaps Syria all on the same page? Are they all in cooperation here? And if they are, how long can this agreement, cooperation, or truce
Well, it can't.
last?
There are too many contradictions because Russia has saved Bashar al-Assad's government. So Syria is beholden. But the Russians are very pragmatic, and the Russians didn't do this because of some sort of interest they had. They did it because they did not want to see Syria fall apart as Libya did. This was transactional. Now they see a relationship with Turkey, which is much more important because they want to woo Turkey away from the West and away from NATO. And so they'll be able to play Syria against Turkey to their own interest with a very, very few number of troops engaged. And where is the United States? We've lost influence. And quite frankly, no matter what credit the president may claim for this brilliant action of his, our NATO allies are worried. Our allies in Asia are very worried. What is America's commitment? How loyal can you be? We have abandoned the Kurds. And you saw the reaction of at least 4 very senior former U.S. military officers, admirals and generals, who came out and said, we've let the Kurds down. That will be felt not only in the United States, but abroad.
So about 20 seconds left. What happens to the Kurds? You said this isn't over. And also, what happens to ISIS?
We abandoned the Kurds in 1975. We did it again. The Kurds have been abandoned since 1920. And what happens is that ISIS will regenerate, and the Kurds will be subjected to very, very harsh realities. And I think President Trump, over the longer term, will not be seen as getting credit. At some stage, I think the Republicans in Congress have got to grow backbones and take the president on for what he is. When he makes a mistake, he needs to be held accountable. I'm afraid that may not happen for the short term.
Harlan Ullman, appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us.